Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
What's up, man?
We're back. We're better than ever. And we're refreshed. Yes. Yes. Let me get some horns in here.
Get some horns. Get some horns going.
Cats ain't here with the horns in a minute. I'm gonna get a gunshot too. I don't know why. I don't know. But it's off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B.
Man,
right, so I got something to talk about, man, and you knew I was gonna have to talk about it. All right, so this past weekend, man, we was in New York. Yeah, I gotta bring it up, man. So the Virginia Titans played the Brooklyn Seminoles. I have never seen you so upset in my life, man. What's up, man? How you feeling, bro?
I feel absolutely amazing, Scott. That
was dirty, right?
Yeah, I mean, you are who you are, and I get it. So I get it. So yeah. So one of the teams I coach, the Virginia Titans, we went out to Brooklyn, and we took a slug, and it's okay. You win some, you lose some. We didn't. I have high expectations for anything that I'm involved in. There are, levels of expectations that I expect, and when they're not met, then you kind of get what you get on last Saturday. It ain't no big deal. I can't believe you started. We ain't been here in a month, and
I had to start it up. But so look, man. For the record, do you think we were a little bit too hard on the Titans? Was a preseason guy.
Yeah, no. I think that it doesn't matter if it's a preseason game, a postseason game, regular season, a scrimmage. None of that matters because, again, there's level of expectations. That's not what we be prepared to do. We were prepared to win, and the way we looked last week, we look bad. We look bad. But I tell you what, we got a game this weekend. I don't know if you're busy Saturday night. You ain't. It's right up the street from the crib. So you will have another chance. and if we lose, I'm blaming you. But I don't think we're gonna lose. I think we're gonna be. I think we're gonna be more prepared, than we were last week. And you're right. It was our first action in a year. So, things happen, and you take it as what it is.
So aside from taking the jab at you, I really actually was going somewhere with this. So you look at like the preseason, right? And you look at like teams are getting warmed up and team chemistry is big and everything. And I'm looking at this Aaron Rodgers situation with Green Bay. And right. I don't know why I'm thinking of like your situation where like how, it's a grind, like it's a family. Everybody, the chemistry's got to be on. Everybody's got to buy in. Everybody's got to be committed. Do you think that what's going on with the Packers, they're going to be able to overcome that?
Yeah. I mean, because they have Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think that they're in that bad a shape. I mean, once they get on the football field, I believe that, they're playing football. They aside from their O-line, their other position groups are pretty in good shape. So I mean, will they go 13-3? I don't think so. But will they make the playoffs? I would bet some money that they'll make the playoffs.
So with everything that's going on, right? So Aaron Rodgers, he reported back yesterday.
Right.
Do you think that all this kind of happened for nothing? Like, do you think like he really like achieved what he needed to achieve?
Absolutely. And so I won't lie and say that I thought because I thought he was going to be gone, but I think he got some concessions that they redid his contract. So he's able, he is a 2-year deal. He pretty much has an option to leave if he wants to. He could go almost wherever. I'm sure they're not gonna let him go to the Lions, Bears, or Vikings, but he can ultimately go wherever he wants. And I think that's a big deal. I mean, because before he had 3 years left. He was gonna have to ultimately do what Brett Favre did, just continue to sit out. He was gonna have to. It was just gonna be a spectacle every year unless he retired. And I know he said he considered retirement, but he didn't retire. And I think that he got what he wanted. I heard rumors that this is his feelings towards this organization has been going on for almost 10 years, maybe a little short, but like 10 years, and it started around the time when they got rid of Charles Woodson, and he couldn't understand why they got rid of Charles Woodson, and And I don't know if you remember, but the year after they got rid of Charles Woodson, their defense stunk. It was terrible. So, I don't know, man.
Well, he definitely made his point. I'm glad to see that he came to his senses because he was going to miss out over a lot of money. So here's the deal, right? The Packers held all the leverage. He didn't hold.
I disagree.
I think the Packers did. I think the Packers got what they ultimately wanted. They already had a succession plan going. If he would have successful. Well, I mean, think about it like this, right? Mm-hmm. They were going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season anyway and turn over the keys to Jordan Love. It only makes sense from a financial standpoint to where he would have been in year 3. That would have been long enough for him to sit, and they would have been able to reap some of the benefits of having him there. So now they have Aaron Rodgers for another year, like they plan to do anyway, and they get the several ties, and ultimately they get the win. They're bringing back Randall Cobb. That's an easy fix. They're bringing back Aaron Rodgers as negotiations for Devontae Adams. They're not going to let him walk out the door. You're freeing up money so that you can give more money to Devontae Adams. So you're winning all the way around, and it's not a messy divorce. You don't have to accept just peanuts to get rid of them. The Packers, in my opinion, they're still doing it on their terms, and ultimately, they got another year. And let's say he balls out. Let's say they go to the Super Bowl, right? And let's say that he does change his mind and decide, you know what? I don't want to play for another team. That's still on the table too.
I can tell you now. If they lose Aaron Rodgers, they are losing Devontae Adams because, first of all, they're not going to be able to afford Devontae Adams. So that's where because they wanted him to take a pay cut. They wanted him to take less money than the market value for a receiver who right now he's considered the best receiver in the league.
I would second that. Yeah, go ahead.
So he said it out of his own mouth. Well, what job do you have where that you would take a pay cut when you outperform your salary? Who would do that? So I don't think that that succession plan that you're talking about, I don't think that's necessarily the case, because they're working with that guy. If they were so hell bent on Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers would be in Denver right now, or he would be in wherever, Washington. Thank God, or whoever or wherever. If they were so sold on that succession plan, he would be gone. They would have been like, they would have gave him his wish, because guys, teams were offering a king's ransom for Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that Green Bay won. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers felt like he didn't want to play anymore, I think we all knew that he wanted to play. He still wanted to play. But you know, right now he's the GM, he's the quarterback, he's the president, he's damn near the owner. Everything goes through Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you may not believe that, but everything is going to go through Aaron Rodgers. So at this point right now, what he says goes. Ultimately, his situation is very similar to the situation that Tom Brady walked into in Tampa last year. The only difference is that no, it ain't no different, because he only got 2 years, a 2-year contract. Tom Brady walked into a 2-year contract.
So this is where you make one point, right? Maybe they're not as sold on the succession plan, but the fact that they got to get him for another year helps their case. Maybe they didn't see what they wanted to see out of Jordan Love and say, you know what? He's not ready to start. If we can get Aaron Rodgers back in the building for a year, we'll get him back in the building for a year, and then we'll see how it goes there. The bottom line is they have him this season, and if he comes back and he's still MVP caliber, or if he's 80% of what he was last year, they won, because they were able to at least get him back in the building. If Aaron Rodgers sits out this year, yeah, he loses a boatload of money. He probably would have lost close to like $14 million, which, I mean, nobody really wants to do that. And I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, you don't want to lose that much money, but nobody would have won if Aaron Rodgers would have sat out. Then, the price for him goes down too, because a year removed from football, yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers, but nobody's going to give you a first-round draft pick or something like that for aging, superstar. Or maybe there are teams out there, but you're not going to get the same value that you would have got today.
And that would have been the Packers' fault. It wouldn't have been Aaron Rodgers' fault. It would have been the Packers' fault, because they could have got 2 first-round picks, another quarterback, and whatever for Aaron Rodgers this offseason, right? If he was to sit out, let's just say he was to sit out this coming season, right? Well, there was a guy named Peyton Manning who had neck surgery, who missed a whole year, came back and broke all types of records. You should know. You had him on fantasy and won every daggone league, after he sat out. And I want to say he was about what? 35, 34, 35, 36, something like that. He was in his he was towards the end of his career. So had he sat out, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. I think he would have still been working out. But I tell you what, it had Aaron Rodgers sat out, they would have lost a lot more, because they would have lost Devontae Adams. They would have, and they still might lose Devontae Adams. They would have lost a ton. And they would have lost a ton. So you're right? They would have lost, but bringing him back into the fold was better for the Packers. I mean, the Packers ultimately won by, to get them for another year. If they still want to go the route that they were planning on going, they can, or they got other options. They got a year from now to where they could talk him in the stand if they still don't like what they get out of Jordan Love. So, I mean, it's a win-win. All right, so I do got something to ask you, right? So, the Texans. Deshaun Watson is out there playing scout team safety. No, he's
what
not.
Are your thoughts?
No, he's
yeah,
not.
He was, man. He was lined up in the scout team.
I saw him throwing the ball, but
he's giving them a good look out there. Yeah.
He's gonna get traded. before camp's over. He should have been traded. I've heard the Eagles. I don't want that to happen.
So let me ask you this, right? With everything that he's got going on, is it a good look for him to still be playing?
Oh yeah. You think it's a bad look for him not to be playing?
Absolutely. I think it's a bad
You're
look.
crazy. First of all, you can tell the difference in income because Aaron Rodgers was prepared. Aaron Rodgers was prepared to sit out. Aaron Rodgers had Jeopardy on the line. Not saying that he would have had Jeopardy. Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers would have sat out this year, I wouldn't even be surprised if Aaron Rodgers would have been on ESPN, Fox, NBC, one of those networks, making some money. Deshaun Watson doesn't have that. He doesn't have that in his back pocket. So he's at camp. So he's not fined, what is it, 50-something thousand per day, right? He need to save all his coin. To say that is a bad look, we have had guys who have not convicted because they would be suspended, but had crazy things and was still at camp, still practicing. He needs to do all of that stuff to get all the other stuff off his mind for however long he can. But to say it's a bad look, it's not a bad look. I don't know.
So I think you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I don't think the choice should be Deshaun Watson's choice. I think either the NFL or maybe the Texans probably should have stepped in.
Why?
Because I think you send the wrong message to the female fan base of the NFL. I mean, this man has been accused of 22 allegations. He got 10 incidents that have to be investigated. Like at some point, somebody probably should have stepped in there and been like, you know what? Once everything is resolved, then that's when we're going to let you back. But he's got a lot going on, man. And I don't think it's a good look for the NFL to have him out there. Now, I get that he's not guilty yet, and his day will play out, and there's two sides to every story, but he got a lot going on, bro. And I just don't see the rationale with having him out there. I think, a matter of fact, it creates more headlines, the fact that he is out there. Mm-hmm. He should probably sit down for a second, and I don't think that should be his decision. Like you said, he's got to collect his coins, and I get that. He can't afford to sit out with everything that's going on weekly. So he's got to fly straight. Like he can't be demanding no trade or doing anything stupid.
Oh, he's definitely still demanding the trade.
You think so?
Absolutely. He's ready to get the hell out of there. I
think he's got bigger fish to fry from now.
Nah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah. But nah, So is he supposed to just go hide under a rock and not? I would want to get out of Houston.
I think he should probably address one problem at a time.
No, I think he can do two things at once. Because one, he's not happy, right? And I know some people be like, well, who cares about his happiness when he has all these things going on right now? But I mean, there's still a sense of, hey man, I haven't even been interviewed by the NFL. I don't want to be here. I don't like what the ownership has done. If you can move me, move me. And I think that he wants to be moved. Well, it's not I think. I know he wants to be moved. He doesn't want to be there. So
yeah, I get what he wants, and I get what you're saying, that he wants to be moved. He doesn't want to play for the Texans organization, but the fact still remains that regardless if he's guilty or not, he still has all this pending, and I really don't think it's a good look for the NFL or the Texans to really have him out there. You know, he should be probably on a permanent leave, you know, from the team until everything is resolved. And I think that would be a better, because he's got 22 allegations out there. Yeah, one allegation. He got 22 different allegations out there, bro.
So they still gonna pay him?
They could. They should. But he does need to be kind of away from the team. It just it sends the wrong message, bro. I mean, you may look at it a little bit differently, but I think it definitely sends the wrong message.
I mean, yeah. I see what you're saying. That's all I can say, but I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay.
I mean, the process is the process. So let me ask you this. If you had these allegations, you're not charged with anything, but you have these allegations, and I'll just use you, for example, or myself. Should we not go to work? Should we not go to work with these allegations, even though we haven't been charged with anything? Should we still go to work?
In certain cases, that decision will be made for you. You might be suspended. In certain scenarios,
but you're not suspended. That's what I'm saying. You're not suspended. All things are the same right now. He's not suspended. He's not on admin leave. But you know, he has these allegations. And that's what they are, allegations. Should he?
But see, I just said that I think like the decision shouldn't be up to him.
Okay.
I think the Texans or the NFL, I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do, right? Because if he doesn't show up and he's not suspended, he's the bad guy there. So I get him showing up, you know what I mean? So I can't fault him for that. But at what point does the Texans organization step in and say, you know what? Yo, just go ahead and chill out. We know you got a lot going on. We'll call you if we get a trade or whatnot.
The Texans do not care about that guy. They do not care about it. All they care about is that $140-something million contract that they gave him. They don't care about Deshaun Watson. They don't.
No, they don't care about him, but they should care about their bottom line. And they should care about all the female fans that they got that support the NFL and the message that they're sending to them. I mean, I still think it's wrong to have them out there, but I mean, at some point, when is somebody just going to say, you know what, this is bigger than football? You probably need to sit down for a second, bro. And that's not on him to do that because, like you said, he's got to be there. But I mean, I'm looking at the Texans organization crazy.
You wasn't looking at the Texans organization crazy before this?
I've always looked at the Texans organization crazy, but this may take the cake.
I mean, here's the thing. You know, I ain't even gonna go there. I won't go there. I won't go there because the fans are fans, and they a lot of the times. Fans care more about the team than about the particular player. And I think that some fans, not all fans, I think that some fans feel the same way about Deshaun Watson that some of the that some regular people feel like. And I, you know, some people feel like I don't want to say not real because, you know, something happened, right? But, you know, some people may think it's a money grab. You know, some people may think something else. Some people may believe all these women. And so I don't know. This is a situation where you just like, damn. So I'll say Deshaun Watson is doing right now. He's doing the right thing in regards to what's going on with his situation in Houston. And I see it. And Scott done went black. You can hear me, Scott?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just touch your camera, man. Just touch your camera. It's but again, the that whole situation, one way or the other is gonna play itself out. I feel like he can't. Now again, you said it's the NFL NFL or the teams. It should be their decision, and right now they've clearly made their decision. You know, so they've clearly made their decision, Scott. I'm about to go to the winner. I'm about to go to the winner. I can't take this anymore. This man done ignored me. You done ignored me for way too long. All right. You good over there, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right. Winner of the week, Tom.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
All right, so welcome back. All right, so look, my winner of the week is Charlie Kirk. The reason why he's my winner of the week is all the comments that he said about Simone Biles. If you don't know who Simone Biles is the gymnast that backed out of the Olympics because of her mental health. A lot of people don't understand that the mental health of a gymnast is huge. Just the heights and all the twists and turns that they got to do. And pretty much if they make one wrong move or they're not right with themselves, then it can cost, it could be life changing and can be deadly. So I just commend her for just stepping up and being honest and just telling people like, look, I'm not in the right headspace. I'm not doing it. And it just is what it is. And for people to be critical of somebody, especially when they don't do that sport or they don't participate in that sport, I just thought it was wrong and egregious. So Charlie Kirk, you're my winner of the week. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Oh man, welcome back to because now we talk something that's for real. I think he's an idiot. I think he's an idiot. That is the easiest way for me to put it because what he said, and I could play a little bit, but you know some of the things he said. He called her a selfish sociopath, a shame to the country. He said that we're raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles. So he calls Simone Biles weak. Simone Biles is probably the most decorated gymnast of all time. At the age of 24, and this is her third Olympics. So that means she started when she was 16 or 15 because it's now it's been 9 years. So oh, and not to mention he's a Trump supporter. So I mean, whatever. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but I feel like that. I feel like he's one of those people who at this point we can't really take serious. He's in this group of people who want their, I want to say, I'll call it want their cake and eat it too. Because they're like situations or issues where he's standing for a subject, and I don't want to go to. I'll go there with the with January 6th and attempted coup of the Capitol. He's one of those guys who thinks that those people were right. He thinks that they were right, but he's the same, and they abuse police, right? They abuse police, and now he's one of those people that's saying that these cops are making things up, and I'm gonna come full circle that they're making things up. So what happened to the Blue Lives Matter and all of those things? And so he's that type of guy. So now you have a young black woman who is on the highest of highest stages, worked her whole life for this. And like you said, in a very dangerous sport because one false move and you can smack your head on one of those bars or whatever. So her head wasn't into it, and she did what was best for her. And I commend her because I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, Scott. This Charlie guy damn sure couldn't do it. All he does is talk behind the mic, and that's it. He doesn't have any athletic ability and none of that. So for him to like criticize and the goal for him to just talk about this young lady the way that he did is terrible. And do I think he should get fired? No, he won't. I don't think anything will happen. But he does need to be checked. He needs to be checked, and I'm sure it'll probably happen.
So let me ask you this, and we said all that. So there's been a lot of talk about her being a black female and getting a pass because she was a black female, and us going easier, not us in general, but society going easier on her because she's a gymnast and maybe not a football player or a basketball player or a boxer or something like that.
All of those are easier than being a gymnast.
I agree, but it's a lot of talk of saying, okay, well, let's say this was Paul George that was saying that he had some sort of mental disorder, and he couldn't play for Team USA. Would we be as sympathetic for Paul George as and I'm using Paul George just because he took a lot of, he had a hard time with the bubble, and he took a lot of criticism for coming out and saying like mentally I was in a bad headspace. Or we'll look at like Kyrie Irving, right? And I'll even look at even myself, because even myself was very critical of his disappearance, and come to find out it was related to mental stuff and him having to get his mind right and him dealing with depression and all that sort of things. But we basically just went in on Kyrie and went in on Paul George. Do you think it is a double standard?
No, I think that people are just becoming more knowledgeable. And they're educating themselves a lot more. So do people owe Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love,
DeMar DeRozan,
any NFL player, or anyone who said that they needed Kyle Lowry. He needed to he needed to step away. Are those athletes deserving of an apology? Absolutely, because until you're in those shoes, you just don't know. And now that is being brought to the forefront, because I think that the pandemic ultimately made everybody realize, oh damn, we're stuck in a house and we can't do this. And people were going crazy. People were going crazy because they couldn't live their lives the way they were living it before. So, they needed some help or whatever. So I think that now people are doing more research. People are getting more educated on mental health, and because a lot of times we have mental health issues don't even know it. And
right.
You don't even know it. So this guy. And a lot of times, I'll say this, Scott, a lot of times you don't even realize it, or you take it for granted until it hits somebody that's closer to you, right? Like once or yourself, and you realize, something ain't right, that's when you may take it a little bit more serious. Just like COVID, people didn't take it serious until it started hitting home, and then it's like, oh, let's do what we're supposed to do. But in regards to what's going on with these athletes, I mean, I could only imagine how much of a strain it is, because just think of someone like a Tom Brady Michael Jordan, Aaron Rodgers, because he was another one that said that he need to get in a better headspace. You can't even go to Target or Walmart or go get your own groceries, go to the car wash because you're such a public figure and you're just gonna attract huge crowds. I mean, everybody doesn't like that. Everybody isn't built for that. So do these guys deserve an apology? Absolutely. Will the people that need to give them apologies give them to them? Probably not. And that's where the problems lie. Because you're still gonna have guys like this Charlie Kirk guy who's calling her a selfish sociopath. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, I think sometimes we look at these athletes like they're not human. And I mean, all of us, I mean, we've all taken time from work or, just taking vacations because, you just burn out. And I mean, mentally, you're just checked out. And that could be for anything, but a lot of us will think it's okay for us to do it, but we won't think that it's okay for others to do it. So because she's on the biggest stage and people say, oh, okay, well, it's the Olympics, it's the highest competition, but we're not her. We haven't dealt with that pressure before. Nobody I know has been a gold medal gymnast and had to deal with the pressure of perfection and competing at that high level. So I'm quite sure it is draining and it is taxing on her, but I was just surprised to see how many people just kind of poured in on her and talked about how selfish she was and how she wasn't a team player and all this garbage, and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I would encourage everyone to get checked out, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what you uncover, But let's go to some happier things. The Milwaukee Bucks.
I didn't think they were going to get it done. I did not think they were going to get it done.
Phoenix was going to beat them? I think you did. You didn't want to bet me, though.
Yeah, no. I wasn't that stupid. I really didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter if Giannis got one. I was kind of secretly rooting. Well, not secretly, but wanted Chris Paul to be able to get a ring. But I mean, just overall, the Bucks they were just too much, man. Too much for the Suns. DeAndre Ayton, he could not guard Giannis, and I mean, Giannis just took advantage of it.
Yeah, Giannis. So yeah, Giannis was he was a different animal in the finals, man. In the whole playoffs, honestly. I mean, you will recall games 1 and 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was getting clowned when KD was just going berserk. And then I mean, he bounced back.
Right.
And the finals look so similar to that, except it didn't go 7 games. Once they won in game 5, I knew it was over. I knew that Phoenix wasn't going into Milwaukee and winning. Man, like, come on, man. They and the crazy thing, they had a shot, but it was no way that they was gonna win that game. And I feel like Giannis, this team reminds me a lot of the 2015. I think we talked about this. The 2015 Warriors, where they probably wasn't like ready to win. That year the 2015 Warriors weren't favored to win the championship. I don't even know if they were favored to even go to the finals. But I think the Clippers were actually. I think the Clippers were one of the favorites, as well as the Cavs. But they kind of like learned how to win. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if people picked the 2016 Warriors to do what they did, but if this Bucks team is going to take another step, go to another level, people better watch out, and people better not just automatically put the Brooklyn Nets in the finals, right? Because we saw injuries happen, right? And there's no guarantee. KD's playing in the Olympics right now. There's no guarantee he's going to be healthy the whole season, or Harden or Kyrie. So I wouldn't pin the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals just yet. I don't think the Suns are going to get back to the finals next year, but I think that people should be on alert for this. Don't think it was just a flash in the pan championship for the Milwaukee Bucks. They better watch out.
Well, here's the thing, and I mean, you bring up a good point. The pressure is gone. I mean, the monkey has to be off of Giannis's back. I mean, really honestly, right? So Giannis, as great of a player as he is, he'll never feel the pressure that Kevin Durant feels or LeBron James feels, or he'll never feel that pressure. He'll always feel the. I don't know. We don't place that pressure on him. He'll feel the pressure of like a Dirk Nowitzki or Steph Curry or a Kawhi Leonard. Those are guys that are great in their own right, but people don't hold them to the same standard like LeBron. Like if he doesn't get his 5th or 6th ring, LeBron fans will hear that for the rest of his career, and he won't be considered better than Michael Jordan. If Giannis goes the rest of his career and doesn't win another ring, people aren't going to be disappointed in that. They're going to say, you know what? He got it done. They're not going to say the Brooklyn Nets got hurt. They're not going to say that a whole bunch of superstars were hurt. It's going to be like Dirk Nowitzki, to where, he figured out how to get it done. So when you don't have that pressure, it allows you to play more freer. And what I think is going to start happening too is people are looking at the Bucks and they're like, you know what? Why couldn't we win with Milwaukee? That could be a free agency destination. Why wouldn't I want to play with Giannis? Why wouldn't I want to play with Jrue Holiday? Why wouldn't I want to play with Middleton? Brook Lopez was a terrific find for him. Bobby Portis showed up in the playoffs. I mean, that they have a pretty good solid core to where if they were to attract the right free agents, they could be they could repeat, and they could definitely be competitive for the future. So I can see it happening. I think a lot of teams are going to come back more competitive. I mean, you look at the Lakers. I mean, if they figure out how to get CP3 or Russell Westbrook,
they're not getting CP3. You could cancel that. He's not taking no $40 million pay cut. He ain't. So CP3's out. Unless they do some sort of sign and trade or do magic, they do some sort of magic trick. They better off going after Dame, or I don't even think they're gonna get Dame. I think it's more Westbrook, like you said.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, they're talking about Dame maybe in the Warrior uniform, and they're trying to figure that out. I mean, Brooklyn. I mean, I get that the Bucks are the reigning champion, but if Kyrie and Harden and Kevin Durant do stay healthy, you are easily talking about the best offensive team ever assembled.
It's only one basketball, man.
It's only one basketball, but each of those guys can facilitate. They can do so much offensively. They can all shoot. They can get people involved. They can create their own shot. I mean,
so the problem.
Go ahead.
I think that I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. I was just messing, because I do think that I'm not gonna say like people overrate them. They are who they are. They are superstars, and they are 3 of the best scorers in probably NBA history. So not the 3 best scorers, but just 3 of the best. But the problem with the Nets that you're going to see, so you got a problem, like you have Spencer Dinwiddie. And if he comes back healthy, that's good, but he may not be on the team. And the Nets bench is what killed them. The Nets bench was, the Nets bench was horrid in the playoffs. I mean, if Kevin Durant, like even when Kyrie got hurt, if Kevin Durant had one other shooter, they may have won that series. But James Harden was hurt. But and that's when you have what's the kid from UVA? Oh shit. What was the other shooter that won a 3-point contest? I can't think.
Harris. Harris.
Joe Harris. He couldn't hit anything. So it's no coincidence that James Jones and Matt Miller and all these other shooters always follow LeBron. There's no coincidence. He knew that they could hit those shots when he needed them to. And that's what this guy should have been for them, but he wasn't, and he was missing wide open shots. So if they don't get that bench together, it ain't gonna matter with those three.
Yeah, but they got a whole off season to do that, and we didn't see the best of them. I mean, these guys only played 7 games together healthy, and when they did play, you pretty much saw like the potential. I mean, I'm saying this right. Everything that you brought up is a legitimate concern. They do have to address their bench. They've got depth problems, but if these guys could get it together and be healthy when it counts, I mean, they're forced to be reckoned with. I mean, is that simple? And then you got a lot of teams too that are going to come back even stronger that, we kind of rode off because they had injuries in the playoffs, but or they had injuries late in the season. They're going to come back healthier. I mean, the Warriors, if they get Clay back and let's say he's 80% of the player that he used to be, I mean, the Warriors are going to be a force to be reckoned with. The Clippers, I mean, we got to see what Kawhi Leonard does, but if they're all healthy, they're a force to be reckoned with. There's some teams out there. So the Bucks, just go ahead.
No, go ahead. The Bucks what?
Just congratulations to the Bucks, but
absolutely.
I mean next year is going to be, give them some horns.
Some horns, man. You trying to steal their thunder, man. I see what you're doing. But
I ain't trying to steal their thunder.
They the champs. They are the champs. Giannis is on cloud 9 right now. Freaking PJ Tucker still is like the sneaker king. I don't know how in the world he got Giannis' sneakers before Giannis. This man is amazing. I don't know how he did it, but I am excited for next basketball season. But I know football is coming up. But before we get to that, you still got the Olympics. And
I was wondering, we can't skip past that.
No, we can't. Shout out to the USA women's 3-on-3 team. They want to go. I don't know if the men do the men's have a 3-on-3 team. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure.
Me neither. But the fact that they have that 3-on-3 basketball is an Olympic sport now. Ice Cube.
It's crazy.
That Ice Cube should feel some sort. I don't know if he should feel some sort of way, but was anybody really thinking about professional 3-on-3 basketball until the Big Three?
No, he definitely capitalized on it. So look, man, we gotta get to the elephant in the room, man.
They beat Iran.
Is the U.S. gonna win gold this year?
Absolutely. Will it be easy? That should have been a question. Will it be easy? No. Will it win gold? Yes.
So one point that you had brought up, and it had me thinking about this a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. That team has a lot of talent on it. Mm-hmm. I get these other teams have been practicing for 4 years. They got chemistry, and they live together in the off season and the summers. And some of the NBA players fly on to their houses and they stay with them. I get all that. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of talent on that USA team.
Yeah.
A lot of talent. And I get the international game is a little bit different. I mean, maybe even a lot different. But you're talking about our best players. And we can say that they are our best players because, like I said, give or take, they're missing some people that maybe can make them a better team. But for the most part, they have today's big names. They got to be able to make the adjustments. They have to be able to make the adjustments, and they have to be able to win. It's unacceptable to be losing to France. Like, really? Come on, man.
Hey, yo. So, you know, I heard somebody say to me yesterday, we were talking about USA basketball, and they said that it's Popovich. And they said, is Greg Popovich? And I said, And so I started to think. I was just thinking, right? I just started to think, and I said, damn, Popovich hasn't been to the. He has been stinking it up. Not necessarily him, but his teams haven't really been what they have been ever since Tim Duncan left. I mean, so. And I don't want to do this. I don't want to say that Popovich is stuck in his time warp, because I still think he's the best coach in the NBA. But Popovich has to adjust. He has to adjust. I don't think playing international basketball you can play positionless basketball. I don't think that. And I don't think you can go super big, pause, with playing international basketball. Like I think you have to have space. I think you need one power forward, one center, one point guard, small. I think you need traditional basketball to play against a lot of the better international teams, and have more space. And having Bam and Draymond in at the same time may not work that well. Because you can't really space the floor the way you want to. I know what he was trying to do, where anybody that gets the ball could bring the ball up, but screw that. Get a ball to the point guard and let them do what it is that they have to do, because you can't. I saw a lot of people get excited for what they saw against Iran, and I was like, it's Iran. They don't have an NBA player on their team.
They're the 22nd ranked team
I think
in the world.
Under 19 USA team could beat Iran. So Iran. So we'll see what they do. I think they play the Czech Republic next, right? This weekend, and they should win that game. They should win that game by at least 15 or 20. But I think that they have to go more of a traditional game of basketball, and not positionless basketball, and do it like that. I'm not gonna blame Pop all the way. He has say so on the lineups, but I think they'll get it together, and I think they win. I think that they win gold. The medal round starts next week?
Yeah. So. No, I mean, I think they should win. I mean, they'll win gold too, but I want to, if anybody's listening out there, if you're on the USA basketball team, man, gold is the expectation, not what you're trying for. And we ain't trying to hear all this chemistry issues. We're the US. That's what we do. We play basketball. You got to go out there and get the gold. And when I look at the way that your roster is constructed, you got what you need. You got what you need to get it done. Get it done.
Get it done.
Quit playing around.
So this is my question to you. What happens if they don't win gold?
All right, so I want to tell you something that my dad suggested. It was probably about 17 years ago when the last time the U.S. was in this situation. And I'm just going to bounce this idea off you. He felt that the U.S. should maybe take the reigning championship team and maybe add 3 or 4 players of their choice to that team and send that team. At the time, the last time the USA had lost, the Detroit Pistons were the reigning NBA champion. So he felt like if you added Kobe and Shaq to that team, the Detroit Pistons at the time, they would have beat everybody.
I love your dad. It's like a father to me. I hate that idea. I think that's a crazy idea. I hate.
I mean, he threw it out there. I
get it because I tell you what, that will probably work. The problem is, there's so many damn Europeans now that your team may be gutted because or international players. So your team may be gutted, and I don't like that idea, and I don't necessarily think that you always need the best 15 players in the league, right? I think you need to build a team. So should they have added Trae Young? Yes, but I understand why they didn't add Trae Young, because you already have all these egos, right? And Trae Young may have came in there and played a role, but the problem is, I think that these guys are like the number one guys on their team for the most part, right? Except for the two guys that just got added. These guys are like the number one guys for their team. I think going into the Olympics or any international play, these guys got to realize that we're 15 role players, and that's hard for them to do because they're superstars for the most part. These guys are all stars, all defensive players, whatever. So to try and get them to be a role player, it's tough. It is tough. And then this year was a little different because you were missing three guys. You were missing three guys the whole time because they were still playing.
I think this part of it, right? So the other part of it is because we went away from positionless basketball, your point guard is not your point guard anymore. And so the whole scoring point guard doesn't necessarily work as well in international play. We're missing, like you said, huh? Right.
Stuff work.
Yeah, it was stuff will work, but if you go more positionless basketball, you've got to be more. Okay, I want to set up the play. I want to work the ball around. I want to work the ball down low, and we don't really. The game isn't played with a traditional point guard like Alonzo Ball type. For the most part, most guards now, they're scorers. And I mean, they can get assists, but for the most part, you don't have that. I'm going to get you 10 assists and maybe 6 points type point guard anymore.
You definitely don't have that, but Lonzo Ball ain't no 6 points and 10 assists guy. Don't do that. Don't say this the shame.
No, I wouldn't say that. Lonzo Ball is he's like 13 or 14 points now. He's got like 8 assists and like 5 rebounds or something
I think your traditional point guard is a CP3. He would be, CP3. He would be a perfect fit for these guys now. But I get that he didn't want to play. I mean, and he was in the, he's older and he's done that already, and so I get it. With this team here, a lot of the people are saying they don't have a leader. A LeBron James type, and they don't. But I think that they have enough to win gold. Right. They have enough to win gold. But with that being said, Giannis is the best player in the league. No, I'm joking. It's still LeBron. Yeah, man. So. Do you what are your thoughts? Do you think they're gonna win gold? What do you think?
Yeah, they're gonna win gold. They have no choice. They're gonna win gold.
I think they're gonna win gold. I think that they're gonna turn it on I don't think that they lose another game. Well, they can't lose another game. If they lose to the Czech Republic, they need help to get into the medal round. But at that point, it's going to be like 0-4. They're going to check out. I think that team won bronze. It was pretty embarrassing. And so then all that's going to happen is in 2024, they're going to have Zion. They're going to have Trae Young. They're going to have probably Bam again, maybe. You're gonna be able to pick. They're gonna have the best of the best, and they're gonna have one old guy. So it may be LeBron's last hurrah, right? LeBron may be on the team and may not play like a Magic Johnson, or Larry Bird. Those guys didn't play. They were hurt and old. So I don't know, man, but it's gonna be interesting, and I think that we should hope that they're gonna win the gold. They better win the gold. I don't care if it's a close game. They gotta do. Yeah, I don't care if it's a close game because those games are more fun to watch. I can watch those games are more fun to watch. Like that gold medal game in 2008, that was a fun game to watch. Kobe hit the and one for the 4-point play. That's a fun game to watch. So, but they gotta win the gold. They gotta win the gold, man. But man, it's good to be back, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, man. I'm glad to be back too.
Yeah, man. Vacation was fun, but it's time to get back to work and make it happen, man. But I think we'll be back, But anything for the people, man?
Not really. Just the NBA draft. NBA draft tomorrow.
Yeah, NBA draft tomorrow. Cade Cunningham, number 1 pick. They was talking like he wasn't going to be the number 1 pick.
We'll see what Houston does. We'll see if Houston trades with Detroit.
That's crazy. All right, man. Well, just off the record, I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B.
We are back. We're back. All right. All right, we out, man. We out.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.